Was confused the whole time I watched this, but I couldn't say I expected everything that happened, if that's something to go off of. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Nick here at the Dead End Podcast on the SLG Network. Now, what are we talking about today? We are talking about The Witcher. Yes, The Witcher. No, not that one. We are talking about Witcher Blood Origin. It's a new prequel that Netflix decided to give us on Christmas Day to basically show us the history of how The Witcher that we've come to love came into place, pretty much. The history of him and them and the lore of it, right? Now, one thing is, we've seen prequels done by different shows, of course, as in Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Spartacus, many different shows, many different ways, right? But one thing that this show was one, it's a four episode series, right? About 30-40 minutes long, give or take. And they're trying to give you the history from 1,200 years ago in 4 episodes. And at first I was like, I don't know. And then it starts with them, of course, telling you the story of the seven amazing warriors, a group of people that come together and fight and avenge this world from the evil thing. No, wrong one. It comes of teenagers with attitude. No, not that one either. But yeah, it's a group of people, a group of warriors from different tribes come together, fight evil, and pretty much they're here to save the day, right? And they joke about it that we've seen it before. It's a repetitive story. And so you're kind of like, oh, cool. And maybe it's different because you're throwing at us that we've seen this before and we probably don't want to see it again. Well, Netflix, you do this sometimes, and you delivered exactly what you told us. Bleh. You gave us a whole plate of what we've seen already, something that was different than The Witcher of what we've come to love. You did stuff that I didn't really care for in the sense of it. Now, I'll get into just a spoiler alert in case you're going to watch it, not watch it. But yeah, so it takes you into the city of Zantria. It's a continent that's pretty much out of resources. They're going through famine, they're going through war, and all the royals of the tribe are trying to figure out how to save their people, stop the wars, because as we know, if you keep warring, society's just going to keep faltering. But that being said, you get into the main characters. You have Flaw. He's probably one of the most organic characters in the show. I actually like the way that he was portrayed. He's of Dog Clan, right? One of the tribes. Now his story is he was supposed to protect the princess, but he ends up banging the princess. Yeah, you know how that goes in these stories. And so he is dishonored and disowned from his tribe men and family, and pushed out. He kind of reminds me of my boy Gannicus from Spartacus, but yeah, he's just trying to have fun now. Now we get into Lilel. Uh, she's from Raven Clan. She's a bard now, pretty much sings, enjoys herself, traveling, this and that. Well, something ends up happening at one of the meetings with all the royalty. While all the mages are trying to go out and find resources in other worlds and everything. One of them, of course, talks to somebody about some chaos magic, but he ends up being gifted a giant dragon looking, I don't know what it is. Stuff in this world is kind of crazy, but it's a dragon looking thing that it looks like it's made of wood, honestly. But yeah, it comes in, destroys everybody with mist, and all the royalties are gone. And the princess takes over, and here we are. Then you get Flo and Lil. They end up pretty much learning, pretty much figuring out that even though Dog Clan and Raven Clan hate each other, they're gonna have to work together to end up beating all these other clans that are out to get him, because they start to realize that all these clans that were warring are now out to get them because they're the big bad wolves that can stop this, and they keep throwing these little things at you like, oh, in every story we've heard of, heroes that can do this and heroes that can do that, and you kind of start getting tired of it. But then they end up meeting Ilio's master swordsman, Cician. She's played by Michelle Yeoh. Honestly, I never have anything bad to say about her. She's pretty dope. But she's a part of Ghost Clan, which is one of the other clans. And Ghost Clan hates Dog Clan. Dog Clan helped destroy Ghost Clan by messing their water up. She's the last survivor of her clan. So you can see where the hatred's coming from, right? Now you get 2 into 3 is what they say, and you start getting this story of them, of how they're going to have to work together, right? That's all in the first episode. Now, first episode wasn't terrible. I was able to get through it probably about 85% of the time when I wasn't on my other screen doing something or on my phone doing something, but it wasn't terrible as people said it. Now I give you episode 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, those felt super rushed. You end up getting to meet all the other characters. I'm not even gonna go into them. You have homegirl that talks to her hammer, and then you have homeboy with the meat cleavers, and then you have 2 mages, brother and sister, and yeah, and there you go. There's your 7 warriors to fight the good fight, right? And you just have to figure out pretty much all of that, of what's going on with them. And it just feels like, imagine if you got the Mandalorian, right? You're a Star Wars fan, you got the Mandalorian, and you find out that the whole Mandalorian show is pushed into 4 episodes. You're like, what the hell just happened? And that's what I get, because I was kind of lost going into it. Not that I was not paying attention, because there was a lot of times where I just didn't care to pay attention because it was just a lot of talking. But there was just times where it just was so rushed, where I didn't know, okay, these 2 people are fighting each other, and then 2 minutes later they're falling in love with each other. Like, where the hell did that happen? And then there was no meat to the episodes really of it after that. It was just so rushed. They go in, they destroy everything, and they're working together. Then they get an army, and it's just so much going on at one time with no meaning whatsoever to it. And so for me, it was one of those things where, will I ever watch again? Probably not. I probably don't want to watch it ever again. I feel it wasted a good 4 hours of my time. But hey, I did it so you don't have to, right? Now, if you want to watch it, from what I've heard from people, if you're a super Witcher fan, you're gonna probably enjoy it. If you're not a Witcher fan, then you probably won't care for it. Honestly, you don't have to watch it to know anything that's going on. It honestly doesn't really give you a history lesson on the lore that you were probably hoping for. But yeah, it's one of those things where you could probably honestly just skip it and just wait for season 3 if you're gonna watch it still. I know our boy's not in it, but yeah, um, you don't have to, yeah, really spend your 4 hours on it. I did it for you. Don't worry about it. That being said, if you made it to this point of the video, make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to review for you, so you don't have to waste your time. I'm on vacation, so I might as well do it anyway, right? That being said, man, check us out. Much love, YouTube. Peace.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.